Hey guys, this is Daniel Minto, aka YouTube user Otis Compass Rules, and today I would like to give a public service announcement or PSA on the implications of lift photography. The reason why I want to do this is because I haven't really seen much PSAs on this on YouTube at all, and after a very tragic incident that happened that involved elevator photography today, I have a feeling that I should make this video to warn you guys about the implications. So there isn't any screws or just over the first place because okay, so I am autistic, and I'm an elevator enthusiast, and what I'm kind of worried about is especially with the young people is that they're going into that this elevator community without any awareness of the implications, and this could cause them to get into trouble and that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm making this video just to give these people warning. This yeah, I think this is gonna be kind of that time the YouTube user, the Alex's channel, did a PSA a few years back on lifts, children and lift surfing. But I don't really want to but I'm not going to be discussing about this. I'm just discussing about lift photography in general. So yeah, and this is my first time doing a PSA. It isn't scripted, so apologies if I'm rumbling along a bit. I do have a note sheet out with me, so hopefully I can stay on track. But yeah, apologies for that. And also, if I get emotional about anything, it's just because of being really emotionally impacted about these events that I'm about to describe you. So yeah, content warning. But this is but I am gonna go into a bit of negative details today, and they do involve security. So just give a heads up of that. So yeah. But yeah, basically, what I first want to start off with is two certain, or actually no, maybe just one certain example, some about an incident with that involved elevator photography that I was involved in, and it ended up involving security. In fact, it just happened today, so I'm still just trying to recover from that. So just bear that in mind. But so yeah. But the good news is that it opened my eyes to what I just read the implication about photography, of all the other reasons why I've been called in the past, and just what autistic people need to know before they go ahead and start doing their own elevator videos, and also some key tips you don't know, so you just that you're just aware of. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the first so today at around midday, I got into I think I got caught filming the lifts in the HSBC Tower in Wellington, New Zealand, and and yeah, and this ended up involving security. I didn't get into trouble. The police weren't called. And it wasn't I had just done a criminal act. Well, it was more just a friendly chat, and I ended up getting a bit upset about it. So yeah, it wasn't fun. So. But yeah, before I get on to what happened at the event, I should probably give a bit of background knowledge about why I chose to film the lift in the HSBC house. So I have filmed this lift in the past. In fact, looking at the two left images of my banner, that's actually the lifts in the tower. They're actually Otis Compass lifts, and they actually are the lifts that actually defined my name of the YouTube channel. They're what defined me to call my YouTube channel Otis Compass Rules. So they kind of did mean something to me. And after I'd gotten a new phone which I could record in 4K resolution, I thought it was a good idea. I thought I should maybe I should go back to that like HSBC Tower thing and like refilm the lifts in 4K. Isn't that great? Well, it would be. I mean, it isn't like a. Not saying that you can't film the lifts in like the HSBC Tower. Like, there's no concierge. In fact, the bottom like 8 floors of the tower is actually a parking building, so you can go to that section, but I obviously like went up to like the top floor of the buildings because why not? Just 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that. Someone just arrived. So yeah, but as I was saying is, yeah, I decided to do a 4K retake of the lifts in HBT Tower because they meant a lot to me, and because it was like because it was a weekday, I thought why not like do like a full trip on these, like go up to the top floor and back. So yeah. So yeah, obviously I think I chose the wrong time to do that because at the time of filming it, it was like midday, so people were like so the lifts were like really busy as people were going to and from lunch. So, and I'll probably and I'm gonna like tell you this right now. Maybe don't try and film lifts in office buildings at lunch because they'll be busy, and it's more likely you'll more likely you'll get caught, and for the reasons I'm about to tell you further on in this, kind of more like a podcast because yeah. But yeah, so basically everyone went well until like the ride down, and like someone called me out for film lifts. So like, hey, you shouldn't be filming in here, and I was like I'm sorry. So I stopped recording. I didn't really I think it was just like human nature, just like like not to film in like probably not to be like I'm filming in those like type of buildings because I didn't see any no photography signs around, but I'm assuming it's just human nature. Like I don't think like any everyday person would go into a building and like do what I just did. So yeah, and then after I got out of the lift, like they then asked me but obviously what I was doing in the building in the first place. Told them I was an elevator enthusiast and that I was autistic. And then they kind of asked me to come with them to see security about that because of like some protocol thing. I don't really remember about it because I was starting to get into a bit of an emotional distress at that point because I was like, oh shit, I've just been caught. And basically I didn't get into like trouble. It was just like a chat with the security manager about like all the things that I kind of like was not aware about with like elevator photography and just like stuff that I really keep in mind, such as going in like private buildings, and we'll get to that in a bit more. So, and I will tell you a bit more about like what that made me realize like very very soon. So yeah, and then after the chat, then I just left. Yeah, that's all that happened. Like the police weren't called in. Like I wasn't called out for like doing a criminal act. I wasn't prosecuted. And obviously this person did like understand like awesome. In fact, I think he actually told me he had like a son who was autistic. So it wasn't like he didn't understand autism. He just, in fact, he wasn't like telling me I was doing something wrong. He was just saying that there are like some certain boundaries to what I was doing, and then after I left, I didn't realize that there was like I don't think there's like a single video on YouTube or not even on Instagram about these implications. Like the only things I've seen about is with like lift surfing and elevator photography is not criminal activity. So yeah, that is why I'm here today. I should probably also mention that I have got into like these situations like before. People asked me what I was doing, and I was just like, oh, I was just filming the elevator. So yeah, elevator, and usually like front of that. But like there has been like another time and this is not in Wellington. This is actually in Napier, where someone didn't allow me to like film the lift in like a certain building. They didn't say the reason why. They just said I couldn't, even though I said that I was autistic. But now looking back, I can probably already see the reason why. And I'm gonna put it out to you. It is not because I was trespassing. In fact, trespassing. Interesting. So, yeah, basically there was like a building in like new building in Napier on like the corner of Wellesley Road and Tennyson Street, which then also went into Kennedy Road. At that point, it was like near the Napier Central Business District. It wasn't as big as like HB's Tower, and like HB's Tower was like 25 stories, and this building was only 3 with an underground car park. So didn't really think. And usually and I'm just gonna point this out to you, but usually like high-rise buildings have like notoriety to actually be like prestigious, because like that's where the big corporation offices are, and like also government buildings have that notoriety as well because they have like government stuff in there. So yeah, that type of stuff. But yeah, basically I was like, it's a new building. I'm gonna go and see what the lift is like. So I went up to contacted out the door and I asked them, and they didn't let me. So yeah. That was it. I didn't try to like break in there, because obviously that is not like that's not a thing that should probably not do. I don't want to promote like criminal activity like at all. So yeah, but like after what happens back and okay, actually no, I forgot something, sorry. But yeah, that example in Napier happened like a while back. In fact, I think it happened at the very end of 2021, like late December 2021. So it has been a while, and I should probably mention, and I'll probably say, okay, no, I'm just gonna get into what I've learned, because what I've learned from like today's example of HSBC Tower. Yes, that like incident happens like today, and it's now like been almost like 3.5 hours since the incident happened, and now I am making this video. So good for me. But yeah, what I've learned is that there are like certain implications and protocols around like going into buildings and filming elevators, and just filming elevators in general. And I think it's not necessarily like you're going into, if you're going to building and filming, you're trespassing, but it's more so because you might be violating the privacy of other people, especially those people in the elevators. Even if picture this, you're inside, you are getting inside an elevator, and then you see an elevator enthusiast filming your elevator. At one point you'll be like, oh, that person's doing something interesting that I have not seen before. Maybe has an interesting and unique hobby. But at the same time, you might also be a bit concerned, because even though they might not be getting your faces on camera, because they'll probably be like by watching like the numbers on the floor indicator, but they might be concerned that any conversations that you have, or like the conversations with your peers, are probably going to be recorded into the video, and if that video gets posted online, then that's basically an invasion of privacy. Like, your private conversations are now online for the entire universe to see. That isn't really a good feeling, like at all. Obviously, this wouldn't be a problem if no one was in the elevator, and even no one is in the elevator, but But yeah, it's mainly a problem with other people with like in it when it really does matter, because yeah, what I've learned is that when you're doing some sort of elevator photography, you should probably also be like mindful of like your fellow people inside of the elevator. And I'm probably gonna also say this, but maybe it's the best idea not to attempt certain buildings. Like, and I'm just gonna list them out right now. Maybe don't attempt like buildings like, well, definitely don't attempt any of the government buildings. Like, obviously you've got like turnstiles and like the security's pretty high, and I don't think any elevator PSA has attempted like the government buildings of Wellington, and I don't think anyone will. So that's good to hear. But yeah, then you've also got like hotels which have like concierge and reception. Maybe don't attempt those as well. In fact, and even if you do, you might be unlucky because the hotel elevators will be like locked off with a key card. And also and I'm not gonna say this, but probably also high-rise office buildings, because they're likely to hold prestigious corporation or important like operations there, where they're like very strict on privacy and yeah, that type of stuff. Like concierge in like high-rise buildings probably exists for a reason, because it's got like some very important businesses in there, like such as maybe it has like Microsoft or Vero or maybe even Google, even though I don't think there's like a Google headquarters in New Zealand. I think the nearest one's in like Australia. So yeah, maybe don't attempt like those certain type of buildings. And the reason I'm saying this is not because you're trespassing into those buildings necessarily, but probably because you're more likely attempting to like invade the privacy of like office workers in those buildings. So yeah, just be aware of that. Like there was like I think a Vero building, and I think there's like a building that I actually passed in like Auckland. I think it's called like the Vero building in there. And one thing I noticed is that like, in fact, actually not. I'm gonna go to Google. I'm actually on Google Street View at the moment, like off camera, well, probably because there's like no. I don't have the camera on, and oh gosh, I actually won. Okay, side note, but I wonder what the situation with the lifts in like Auckland are going to be after the Auckland floods, because because some of them may be barely damaged, but they may have to be like completely replaced. So I mean, what happens with the Christchurch earthquake is that a lot of like old lifts in like Christchurch are now gone, because all the buildings that have them are now demolished, and now you've got a lot of Schindler 3300s and Coleco discs. So yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to. Okay, there it is. Yeah, it's the Vero Center on Shortland Street. And yeah, it is a very prestigious building. I think it's like 39 floors, and yeah, one thing, and there's like a sign outside like the building and one of it says no photography, and pretty much then. Yeah, and I'm pretty much that means they're like banning like every single type of photography, like probably even elevator photography, and get thrown into the mix, probably because like if you do like film the elevators in that building, it's likely they're going to be violating the privacy of other people. So yeah, like, and the reason why I've actually ended up trying to film like lifts in prestigious office buildings is probably because other like elevator YouTubers have like filmed lifts in office buildings, like. And I will like throw out a few YouTubers right now, such as like a notorious one is a YouTuber called Beno, spelled Beno, and like if you're like looking at his videos now, you probably know him for doing a lot of like dangerous and like criminal, and I'm going to say criminal activities such as like crane climbing, train surfing, lift surfing. I mean he probably does that like a luxury reason, but I'm gonna say this right now, but don't like do those activities. I've also probably been influenced by like other YouTubers such as such as one like famous one is probably like Diesel Lucy, you know, like the Andrew Reams guy. Maybe also probably also like once again like the YouTuber the Access channel. But I do think that like the notorious YouTuber I should mention is better because like he's actually like filmed lifts in like a lot of like areas such as like private apartment buildings and like mature like big office buildings. And how it was probably influenced into that is because into that is probably because into that is I must have seen like the lifts when I was like younger. I was subscribed to BM from like 2015, but then I unsubscribed at the end of 2021 because, well, I won't mention the reason. I won't mention the reason. For obvious reasons. So. But yeah, I think the other reason why I've also been influenced in this phase because I've seen I've also seen like other YouTubers do like YouTubers film elevators, and I was like, well, I can probably film better elevators because like I've been watching elevator videos on YouTube since 2015, and like because like I was immature back then. I must have thought like, well, I can do better, and as a result, and because I didn't know about the implications, I just did it. Like with autistic people, they can do whatever without like needing instructions. Like they can try to surf a lift just because they see it done on YouTube and they're like, oh, I want to do that. And even though there's no instructions, they'll still try and they can even just go from film lifts on their own and just put them on YouTube because I see other people doing it. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. It sounds fun. So yeah, they do it, but then they miss all of these important implications, and yeah, and then maybe when they're older, they could end up getting caught at like some point. Like I'm pretty sure like every YouTuber I've seen has been caught at least once. Like I'm pretty sure the Alex's channel's been caught once. I think I remember another New Zealand YouTuber called NZ Lifts was caught trying to film a lift in the Sylvia Park train station in Auckland. Possibly also for the same reasons of like privacy invasion, because even though it's like a public building, it is owned by Auckland Transport, and I think they're very like respectful of privacy. So, but yeah, and I'll guarantee you that if you are an elevator YouTuber, or if you want to be an elevator YouTuber, you might get caught if you don't understand implications I'm going to tell you. So yeah, the main implication I want to tell you is firstly just be respectful of people's privacy. For example, even when you're filming like in the elevator, and maybe the best way, and maybe don't attempt like prestigious office buildings where you're more likely to encounter all these people who are more protective of their privacy, such as just what I did. So yeah, maybe not the best idea to attempt like prestigious high-rise office buildings. Maybe like such as like the ones with concierges, and maybe also and maybe like the one the HBC Tower one in like Wellington, New Zealand. Although I'm not saying like don't do them at all. Like I don't think it's definitely not trespassing, and it's definitely like not a crime. Like I remember seeing on on Instagram like someone said that elevator photography is not a crime or like an act of terrorism or voyeurism. I don't know what that is. They said because here's the thing, elevator photography is not a crime. It's a unique hobby that was established back in 1993 by you guessed it, Diesel Lucy, aka Andrew Reams. And in fact, he actually filmed his first elevator at the Hilton Hotel in Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, it's not a crime, but it is just like implication and protocols you need to be aware of, so you don't get into like any sort of danger. And being mindful of like people's privacy is definitely one of them. So such as like if you're like filming a lift in like a horror building and suddenly a lot of people get on it, don't keep recording like I did. just stop and don't like try, and maybe don't tell them saying, oh, do you mind if I, and maybe also don't like just keep on filming and tell them, oh, I'll just mute your guys' conversation. They may still not like that because they might still be skeptical about whether or not you said it will actually happen, especially if they don't follow your YouTube channel, because they'll have no idea where your video is going to end up. So what you should do in that situation is just simply stop the video. Yeah, just stop recording video, and people will be like, and even if like security watching will be like, oh, this guy just stopped recording, stopping elevators because he's aware of his privacy. Good job. And what that means is you're less likely to get into like the trouble I did today. So yeah, just do that, and even, but yeah, even then, I still would not, I still wouldn't, I still also would say that, like, if you see someone, like, else on you, I still would also say, okay, I would also say maybe not the best idea to attempt, elevators in, like, prestigious office buildings, or especially, like, high-rise ones, because you're more likely to encounter those type of, well, it's actually for two reasons. One of them is you could possibly get like caught for trespassing, but yeah, I did that and it didn't happen to me because I think because elevator photography isn't necessarily a crime, and it's not, and nothing is like a crime if you're doing it for like a hobby, or if you're like autistic about it. It only becomes a crime if you try to do something else, like such as like tamper with the lift or lift serve. That is when it starts to become a bit dangerous and not at all, well, safe. Normal safe, but yeah, the second reason is definitely just you're more likely to like encounter those like those type of people who are very like concerned about their privacy, and like and that like secure nature inside the buildings to keep to respect the privacy of those, well, people. So yeah, but I'm not saying that don't do elevator filming at all. Like you can't like the HPC tower is partially a public building. There was like a car park on like the bottom 8 floors, and there was like a back entrance that you can use to access car park lifts, which is notoriously all the same as like the lift inside the actual tower, because like the car park lift also doubles up as like the service lift for that building. So it's not that like you can't like film the lift in that HSBC building. In fact, I'll say this right now, that if you want to film the lift in HSBC tower, just go between the car park floors, and maybe just go on a day or a time when it's not busy, so you aren't like at risk of violating other people's privacy. But and even then, you can still go and film lifts in other like places. You can still, like, I'm pretty like security. I'm gonna mind like you're filming an elevator in. You're filming an elevator in a car park, because anyone can walk in there. Yeah, anyone can walk in there and like there was like no one really like like watching or that. To be honest, it's more just when you go into like office buildings where like people are more like skeptical about that stuff, because people are more likely to go inside like office buildings mainly to see like an office rather than just like film lifts, and rather than like just going into a car park where you could do like anything in a car park. Like I've seen people on Instagram like do like skating in a car park, and I haven't seen them get caught. You can, and like there isn't really that many people in the car park. So yeah, you could pretty much get scot-free by filming lifts in the car park. You could also film lifts, just film lifts in like public places such as your local libraries. Well, being in mind that you respect other people's privacy, because there will be people inside of that public building. You can like film lifts in like train stations and like public areas, and like even shopping centers where like there's a lot of because they are public areas where you can go into. But that isn't really the case with like a lot of office buildings. They're like buildings. Well, firstly, a lot of them are private, and secondly, like people are more like aware of your privacy. Although I have gone into like a lot of like minor office buildings that are like not nearly as prestigious, and I have gone off like scot-free from this in the past. In fact, I've never been caught by like doing anything like that. So yeah, it's not that I'm like suddenly like anti-lift filming. I'm probably never going to be anti-lift filming, anti-elevator photography. But yeah, I just really wanted to point out to you guys about like what you're missing. So basically, in summary, just in case you weren't paying attention, not the best idea to do like prestigious office building, because people you're more likely to come people who are aware of their privacy, and they're like you more busy, and security is more tough. And secondly, even in just like when you're doing elevator filming like public spaces, just be aware of people's privacy, and well, and maybe don't be influenced about what you see on YouTube. But if you see someone else film, like get away with filming like a very like prestigious lift that you want to film, that doesn't necessarily mean you can get away with going and film and like filming it like if. And I'm going to say this to like YouTube and Instagram user T3224 Elevators NZ. But if I know this is like very like early in the game, but if you like have like successfully filmed the lift in the city like Hotel in Auckland, which on Nick mind you was like the hotel that had like the shilling service with like the scrolling indicator, you're gonna Europe. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna be jealous. I'm just, in fact, I'm not gonna be jealous. I'm not gonna go there and do a research of the lift, because it is a private hotel. And in fact, when I went there, like all the floors are key carded. So yeah, not really much luck there. And I'm also just being aware of like the privacy of the people in the hotel. So in the hotel, I'm just being mindful of those other people. But yeah, basically all I want to say about this is it's just you go your own path on what you want to do with elevator film photography. You film the lifts that you want to film, and it's okay if you don't like film like any lifts that look like cool or fast, or like prestigious, because they're gonna be up for like the public to see anyways. Just watch it on YouTube. Watch it on YouTube, and don't feel pressure to go and film it yourself. Like I filmed a lot of I have definitely filmed like a lot of like prestigious elevators and prestigious buildings in the past. But I don't really have plans to go back and film them like anymore, because I'm being respectful of other people's privacy. So yeah, that is basically all I really wanted to talk about. I'm sorry if this video is getting up to like 35 minutes long. It's just like had a lot to say, and I do hope like no instance of like people getting busted occur in the future. But if they do, that's okay. It's like a learning opportunity for you to open your eyes to what you haven't seen before, and to all the elevator filming community, happy elevator filming. Yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, so basically that's it. Just that's it. Happy elevator filming. Just be respectful of other people's privacy, and do be aware that not all not like all buildings are ideal for elevator filming. Thank you, and goodbye.